adventures of God, Baldur and Ragnarok. Loki the Trickster. Loki is known as trickster god. Sometimes he was mischievous, but he hadn't really been malicious. The giants were evil, but Loki, who was the son of giant, hadn't been known as such. It seems his self-appointed job was to steer things up when things were going well. It's Loki-type action that one wishes to avert when telling an actor to break a leg before a performance. Loki was disturbed by all the gaieties and decided to do something about it. So, in disguise as a disgusting old hog, he went to Frigg while she was at Fensler, taking a break from the festivities. What was going on the Grand Chain? He asked her. She said it was a celebration of the god Baldur. Loki, in disguise, asked why then were people throwing a weapon at him. Frigga explained about the promises she'd exact. Loki kept at her asking questions until she finally revealed that there was one thing she hadn't asked because she thought it too small and inconsequential. That one thing was mistletoe. With all the information he needed, Loki set off to the forest to get himself a branch of mistletoe. He then returned to the festivities at Gladsheim and sought out Baldur's blind brother, named Hod, the god of darkness, who was in a corner because he couldn't aim and therefore couldn't participate in the test of Baldur's invulnerability. Loki told Hod he would help him to take aim and handed Hod a piece of apparently innocuous mistletoe to throw. Hodor was grateful and accepted the offer. So Loki stirred Hod's arms. Hod launched the branch. She caught Baldur in the chest. Baldur died instantly. The gods looked towards Hod and saw Loki beside him. Before they could do anything, Loki fled away. Celebration turned to the lamentation, since the most beloved of the gods had died. Odin alone was aware of how disastrous this event really was for them all. For he knew that with the loss of light and truth, the end of the world, Ragnarok, was due soon. A funeral pyre was made that was so enormous the gods had to ask the help of the giant. They then placed their most valuable worthy possessions as gift upon the pyre. Odin placed his golden carbon Draupnir. Baldur's wife fell down, dead of grief at the pyre. So her body was placed beside her husband. An attempt was made to resurrect Baldur, but due to more of Loki's mischief, it failed. The goddess of death, Hel, promised that Baldur could return to Earth if every living creature should tear of grief for Baldur. It looked as though it would work, for everyone loved Baldur. But Loki arranged for a single exception. Loki disguised himself as the giantess Toke. As a Toke, Loki was too indifferent to cry, and so Baldur could not return to the land of the living. Baldur and his wife remained in Niflheim, so that the another son of Odin, Vali, revenged the death of Baldur, but not by getting back at Loki. Instead, Vali slew his brother, the blind god Hud. Loki, who had fled the initial scene of Baldur's death in Gladsham, and then reappear in disguise as the giantess Tuk, tried to get to safety by turning into a salmon. The salmon Loki hid in a waterfall, but the Aesir, who knew where he was, tried to catch him in a net. Loki was too clever for that and climbed right over the net. Thor, however, was fast enough to catch the leaping fish in his bare hand. Then Loki was bound in the cave with venom dripping onto his body, which caused him to writhe in pain until the words end in Ragnarok.